Yo, I'm just now seeing the interview with Big Baby Miller on IFL TV. It was done 3 days ago. Check it out. Big Baby Miller's an interesting guy because, in one sense, he seems more humble, and but then he says, "Don't get it twisted. I'm still the same guy. Stab you in the side of your neck with a pencil, something like that. He's trying to be funny." Said he got an album coming out. Said Deontay Wilder was a mental case. He said Anthony Joshua can't figure out if he wants to urinate or defecate. I'm putting it, cleaning it up. Had nothing but good things to say about Fury and Usyk. Like I said, for most of the interview, he seemed more humble. But I was thinking, he's still a difficult guy to beat because he takes a good punch. I think I seen him hurt one time, but it wasn't bad. He takes a good punch and he's relentless. Um, you know, I think he's a threat to wear any of the heavyweights out because he keeps coming. And I just hope he stays clean because I remember he kept clowning AJ or trying to clown him, talking about he was on PEDs. How did his weight jump from this to this without being on the juice? And then come to find out he was on the juice or something like it. I think at the time he said he didn't know what was in what he was taking, but even if that's true, when you're a professional athlete, it's on you, especially in boxing. You're your own boss. You have to know what you're putting in your body. Just like he was saying about AJ, you're in charge. You can make the fight happen if you really want. The fights happen if you really want them to happen because you're in charge. So he's in charge. He has to know what he's putting in his body. And he said he kind of took responsibility for that because he said he wished he had listened to himself. He usually double and triple checks things, and I think he's referring to what he was putting in his body. But I still think he's tough for anyone to beat. He gave Wilder credit for having that serious overhand right, saying it's still dangerous, but he doesn't want to see him get a title shot right now. He doesn't think he's ready for that. I still want to see that AJ fight with Big Baby Miller. It's still a tough fight. He's a tough fight for anybody. And I wish these guys that talk trash wouldn't go so far. Benavidez, his camp seemed to go way too far. I've heard Big Baby Miller go too far. Just, if you're going to talk trash, as they call it, do it like Ali did. He had some class and dignity when he did it. It's a trip to me how these fighters hit below the belt, and after the fight, they're like, "Oh, cool, what's up, man?" I was just saying that to sell a fight. It was like, so you didn't mean it? It was just fake? And I mean, do you really need to sell a fight that bad? Your fight can't sell based off your own merit, your own skills. You have to hit below the belt, so to speak, verbally. You can sell your fight without doing all that. I think it's just the world we're living in. People just don't have any type of sense of what's too far and what's not. They think they can say whatever, and that's how people end up getting seriously hurt in the ring or outside of the ring. One thing that Jarrell Miller said that I could kind of relate to, he said he's kind of glad all this happened because it let him realize who was around him that didn't need to be around him, who had his back and who didn't. And I've noticed that in my life, when you go through some things, you notice who's there and who isn't. And you have to love some people from a distance because if you let them close to you, you can end up hating them. And I'm not going to lose my soul for anybody. I'm going to forgive everybody. I'm going to love everybody. Enemies, friends, I have to love. That's a command from the Most High Yah. So, but some people you have to love from a distance because if you let them up close, they'll keep giving you reminders of why they're difficult. So, I could relate to that because people scatter when you're going through hard times, and you see who sticks around, and those are the people you should keep around. The ones that stick around you when times are hard, those are your true friends right there. And if your enemies need help, still help them. Still help them. Don't turn on them, or that makes you just as bad as they are if you turn on them. So anyway, Big Baby Miller, he was accusing what was he talking about? Somebody taking oh yeah, he was saying that Anthony Joshua's team must not have confidence in him or something because they have him fighting Franklin, the guy that lost to Dillian White, and they're saying that lets you know they just want to win. Well, I'm like, dude, you just fought or fighting Lucas Brown. Like, I mean, that's not exactly a world beater right there. But I guess he'll make an excuse for him. I'm just coming back. I guess that's what he would say. But I hope he fights. Sounds like he wants to fight Daniel Dubois next, and I think that he would beat Daniel Dubois because I don't know about Daniel Dubois' mental state right now. He went down a couple times in the last fight. I think it was because of an injury, but I think you can get Dubois' head. Of course he's the bigger puncher of the two, but like I said, Big Baby Miller's relentless. And I think all this trash talk gets in these guys' heads sometimes. I remember when he fought Gerald Washington, or did they even fight? I'm trying to remember. I remember the press conference, and I remember Gerald Washington seemed really intimidated by Big Baby Miller. I mean, you're going to fight anyway, so why be intimidated like that? But he seemed really intimidated, and I think all this talk and the confidence that Jarrell Miller seems to present gets in a lot of these fighters' heads, and I think it intimidates them, and you can see it in their body language. I don't think he'll be able to intimidate someone like Fury, who's sparred with him, or Usyk, or any of the top guys, Wilder, Joshua. I don't think he can intimidate them guys, but maybe the lower level guys like a F.A. Ajagba, or maybe let's see, I was gonna say Sanchez, but I don't know if he can intimidate him. But anyway, who do you guys think Big Baby Miller should fight next? He beat Lucas Brown in the 6th round. I think a towel was thrown in, or a T-shirt or something. But he handled him. He's throwing a lot of wild shots. I don't think he could get away with that with one of the top fighters. He's throwing a lot of hooks. You can get caught right down the middle against a top fighter, either with the overhand right, uppercut, or even a left hook. So who would you like to see him fight next? I'd like to see him fight Daniel Dubois next. He gave Dillian White props. I thought that was odd. I was like, wow, is this a different Big Baby Miller? But yeah, I'd like to see him fight Daniel Dubois to let us know where both guys are at. LSR forever. The reason I do this. J. Roos Theory. Thanks for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, beat down the like button and be fearless. Yay, yay.